So it is September 10th, 2022, and it's my birthday, 52. And teeth, I don't have 52. Less, much less. Perfect backdrop for this. Cheer. 0, 4, 3, 2. Perfection over your input and your output devices too. Remember, this is sound out, but also in is air and food. Ear. Don't be rude. 0432 adds to 9. Pythagoras. Sonic geometry 1 will do. That film on YouTube will teach you all you need to know about 432. You should watch Sonic Geometry 2 and 3 as well. But this is the hand sign. It's a sign for perfection. And it's really interesting because it can be that perfect pinch of spice in a big pot of super stew, barely perceptible, even to the chef or you, but you know you put it in, and that's a little more than before. Just like 1 hertz from 431 to 432. We can't hear that, but we know it's there. We might hear an octave. 9,999 possible codes, an ATM pin. I like them in gold. Adjustable, like a caliper or a compass here, like secret societies do. This is getting really clear. The perfection is here. The perfection and the perfection sign. Interesting. So, with 432 tuning on the Pythagoras factor 9 chart, you can find several cymatic patterns. That means the water or sand on a plate, when frequency is input, will make a pattern. Approximately 7 different patterns can be found within the piano scales from low to high. I'll have to double check that number. Now on 440 tuning, there is none. There is no cymatic patterns. So this is similar to going from the 13-month calendar to the 12-month calendar. We lose our rhythm. And we already had the perfection of 28 days. That's it. Now at the end of the year, you could just short up a couple, 364, a day and a half. Or you already have a leap year anyway, once every 8 years. So instead of making it 1 day, make your leap year 8 days. The point, it could be easily accommodated for the year length without making this funny calendar, which is a bizarrely unjustified thing. You think people would protest. It doesn't have logic to it. Same thing with tuning from the 432 to the 440, except that there was no protest because nobody said, hey, cymatic patterns line up on 432 Pythagorean tuning. Until, well, and still actually, but the connection with the cymatics and Pythagoras, I believe, is not made until Eric Rankin from Sonic Geometry. So, very interesting thing. If you recognize this, at some point it gives you a spine-tingling chill, freeze-on. We are dealing with a genuine area of science which is reproducible. It's not an area of, say, noetics, which is not reproducible, which would then fail the test for most viewers. This is reproducible. I input 432, it makes a pattern every time, the same pattern. Is there a cymatic at 432? Oh, wait, I gotta double check that one. In any case, children want to see this. They love it. You show them a pattern in the sand, and it's made with a tuning fork or a violin bow. They can really relate to this. This is exciting. Why would you not show a grade 2 or 3 child this? It's perfectly safe. It's solid science. In fact, once a year in math or geometry, you would revisit cymatics. Of course, the cymatic station is a tiny thing that sits on the shelf, available all year long. But if you had a couple or 3 days a year per grade, that would be smart. Instead, we get none of it. It's this optional, look, a pattern happens in the sand. This should be what brings us together with math, with numbers, frequency, sound, and visual patterns. Now, this is not even getting into the advanced part, which is sonic geometry, which is that simple shapes, for example, a triangle, circle, and pentagon, will produce 3 tones, which can be the welcome home, not homecoming, coming home. It's a musical sequence, a tune called Coming Home. Dun, dun, dun. And I think it might be NBC or ABC uses it. So we hear that a lot in music, and it's familiar. It was a good tone to begin with, and that's why they used it a lot. And then because they used it a lot, it became familiar in our family of tones that are resident in our brain from going into your ear, dun dun dun, boom, and residing here. And the fact that musicians play it, they know it even better, and the fact that they know it's called coming home is a positive linguistic thing. Well, this is 3 simple shapes overlapping. It's a 180, a 360, and a 540. It's a sum total of the inner angles added up. Not added up. It's a sum total of the inner angles of each shape. As you just imagine, circle, square, pentagon. Wow. Again, certainly by grade 7, you would know this one. The fact that it is missing, now Eric Rankin introduced this in 2012, which, I mean, everyone should have been aware. And we're dealing with a 13-month calendar here, too. So the fact it hasn't been taken up in our popular education, and they had 200 years since Ernst Chladni, and they had since 1967 Hans Jenny cymatics fully there. It really says there's a conspiracy here. They would like to try to dismiss this to art and music and say, well, discover it there. Well, they'd like to try to dismiss art and music entirely, too. Not fund these programs, make them optional. This is because you can't deny them. They're too big, they're too powerful. But you can say we don't have that. We've got to get into the quantum, the math, computer programming. Well, as long as humans are out of alignment, we'll never figure this out. We'll never get back to the roots of the problem here. But it's interesting to see what we can do. What a perfect backdrop this is, because there's a very old tree and a new one growing out of it. And I'm currently surrounded by these and living in this sacred little spot. I don't see anybody here at all. So perfection is in the way of. Year of the Tiger 2022, by the way, as if you knew. AZIFYUUNUU. Each of the 3 lines means 3 things, such as by the way. 0432. What does it apply to? So this is the perfection sign. And as far as I know, after a lot of time Googling and searching wherever I think I should search, I have not found anyone else to connect the dots on this, so this may in fact be mine, which would seem appropriate because I am Neil the Chosen One. My birthday, my father, my son, our birthdays add to 10 and then 1. And Father Kenneth Charles Darwin, Mother LSD Wrightson. 14 kinds of right seems what's left over. It might be wrong. Okay. I'll wrap this up with Surya7. System test. 9/11 NYC 2001. It wasn't just Twin Towers. They don't talk about the little one. The little building shorter and further away. They don't talk about it because it doesn't fit their scientific model in any way. That's not the way they like to play. But I speak to you the truth. 3 towers fell on this day. And when they did, it happened exactly this way. Hit by a plane, not hit by a plane, but they all fall the same. All right. September 11th. It's my birthday today. This is my video. I have so many books I could write. I have to get a full keyboard and go for it. So